Yo, yo, yo. Okay, what's up, everybody? I don't know. Is this going? Do we have people out there? This is a great question. Been a weird day, a weird week. What do we got? We got Mission Warrior over on YouTube. Liberty Before Authority. What is up, my man? Over there on YouTube. Good, good, good. Mrs. Tinfoil Hatman over on Rumble. Hello. Hello, everybody. Wonderful. Okay. Text messages just went out. What else just went out? The social media post just went out. Email newsletter is out for those who potentially want to call into the show here today. The call-in link is in the newsletter. So if you get the newsletter, search. It's probably gone into your spam folder, probably gone into your trash, whatever. Search, Basil and Gone, something like that. And find it in all mail. Also, of course, you're going to want to join the text message alert program. Text the word canary to 877. Wait, what is it? Yeah, 877-740-3226. I honestly don't even know if this is going. I think it is. Get on the text message alert program. You'll get them. Here, 661 says, bunk up, Bunkaroos, with a UFO emoji and a star, a plane, something like that. All right, I think it's actually going. I think we're going. Oh, yeah, join the newsletter at canarycry.party. Join the text message alert program. There's all sorts of people out there getting texts from us. Again, remember, 877-740-3226. Text the word canary. You'll get on the list. Here's some fake ads.
In a world where survival is paramount and the wasteland throws its worst at you, only the strong can thrive. Introducing Emu Energy Drinks. With an apocalyptic powerhouse packed into every can, keeping you sharp, focused, and ready to tackle the wasteland with ease. An epic pick-me-up of haphazard chemicals, strong aftertaste, strange side effects, and unmatched rejuvenation. Emu Energy Drinks. Stay alert. Stay alive.
It's the Bunker.
Basil's Bunker End Time Supply Subscription Service. Plan starting at just $17.76 a month. No hidden fees. Cancel anytime. 33-day money-back guarantee. Call now for a chance to win an attachable six-finger. Perfect for plausible deniability and AI generations and for your secret Nephilim handshakes. Call now. 1-877-740-3226. Basil's Bunker is solely operated by the Razzle Dazzle Ranch. CCR, CC&T, and the Shimura Estate are not responsible for any claims or guarantees. Call now.
Welcome to Basil's Bunker, where we have many amenities in the advent of coming societal collapse. Bohemian Grove generators powered by Chinese lithium cobalt batteries. Anti-air defense systems rivaling the IDF Iron Dome. Endless end times food ration buckets. And recreational activities like emu wrangling or Monty Pet training.
What's up, Bunkaroos? Thanks for being here at Basil's Bunker. You're here. I'm Basil. Razzle Dazzle. We're in the bunker together. Thanks for being here. It's a late show today. Late show. Depending on where you are in the United States of America, it's going to be between 5:30 and 8:30. If you're in Europe, that's probably going to end up being, 1 in the morning? Let's see if any of the UK producers, any Euro producers show up for this live broadcast. It's taken forever, folks. It's been a weird week. I don't know if you caught our 9/11 flyby episode on Wednesday, but that should give you just a little bit of a taste about how weird it's been. Of course, there's been a little bit of a natural disaster in my area, so I spent all week running to and fro, running around town, trying to make everybody safe and healthy. But things are kind of calming down now. I got this app. And okay, I'll talk about the app later. But we're walking the ducks, folks. This is your favorite royalty-free music that comes with the streaming software, Walking the Ducks. It's an institution here on Basil's Bunker. And this week, with all the ducks in the news, all the cats in the news, on this week of 9/11. Now it's Friday the 13th. On the 13th episode of Basil's Bunker, how many strange things need to line up before we get whatever message we're supposed to be getting? It's crazy, folks. It's really crazy. So I knew I had to try my best to get back in the groove here, coming back from Burning Man. I do not have a whole lot of Burning Man content for you this show. I don't. I'm sorry. It's okay. There's going to be a lot more of that to come. But this, we just had to really make Wednesday's episode and this episode happen. I'm not going to lie, folks. It's very much not a convenient time to be doing a podcast. But this is work. This is my job. And there's producers out there who believe in us. And we must deliver. So I don't know why I'm yelling about that. It's just how I feel. Thank you to those who are joining the Canary Cry text message alert system. That's right. You can get text messages from us before we go live, no matter what we're doing. It could be Canary Cry Radio, could be Canary Cry News Talk, it could be Basil's Bunker, it could be one of Gonz's, what does he do? X Spaces, things like that. It's all good stuff, and you can get notified, especially because the powers that be, TPTB, if you're following your prepper acronyms, they don't like sending notifications about what we do. It's a very strange thing, folks. There's a demolition, controlled demolition of so many things going on in the world right now, but also a very interesting controlled demolition of what one might call maybe alt media institutions. There's some very interesting things going on. And it's times like this that I'm just very grateful that God is sustaining this show, sustaining Gons and I, sustaining the producers, even if it means, we're a little bit underground right now. We're a little bit underground, folks. We're just, the Lord has a plan for everything going on today, which he does, absolutely. Let's see here. Oh yeah, get on the text message alert program. All you got to do is text the word canary. You know the word. Don't text any other word. Text that word, canary, to 877-740-3226. Y'all just keep signing up. Y'all just keep getting on the text message alert list. This might be our most successful list. And don't worry, we don't take your name. We don't take any data whatsoever. It's a basically unmonetizable list. We just send you a text message. That's it. But yeah, a bunch of people signing up. I recommend you sign up, dear listener, especially because at any moment, we're less than 60 days to the election. And that's why we're seeing this kind of crazy increase of destruction in the alt media sort of ecosphere. People getting taken out left and right. But if you're on the text message alert list, then you're going to get a text. You don't have to wait for YouTube. We're going to get kicked off of YouTube. We got a warning. We got a warning the other day. Do you know how long it's been since YouTube has given us an actual warning? It's been years. It's been years since they've actually given us a warning. Usually they skip warning and they go straight to strike. They gave us, it's odd. Something odd is going on. So yeah, we could disappear from your platform at any moment. Strangely enough, God seems to be arranging people, places, and things to make some big leaps and bounds when it comes to our streaming sovereignty and getting off the reliance of the classic platforms, YouTube. Unfortunately, Rumble too. Rumbly Bumbly kicked us off on Wednesday because of our 9/11 stream, just because they didn't trust us. They didn't even let us start streaming. They saw the title and they just said, nope, the Canary Boys aren't going live. But here we are. Yeah, so get on the text message alert system. Text the word canary to 877-740-3226. Jump on with all your best friends. And you can text us back at that number. You can text us, and it's great. And I see them and I read them. I can't carry on a conversation because it's very expensive. But 509 texted, it's my best buddy Basil on Friday the 13th. Hello, fellow Bunkaroos. And then they sent a GIF from the film They Live. A nice spooky gift for GIF on Friday the 13th. Let's see. 913 says, I can't make it tonight. I'm watching my college football team. I'm praying for you. Oh, thank you, Sterling. Okay, good luck. Go Bunkaroos, or whatever your college football team is. 509 says, walk those ducks, my bunker brother. Thank you very much. 417 says, oh, goody. Okay, see, folks, it could be you. You become a part of the show. All right. Like I said, a very strange week, a very late show today. It's madness. But if you've been paying attention to anything this week, you've heard ducks front and center, baby. Front and center. Ducks over there in Springfield, Ohio. Alleged activity with some particular people groups over there. Boy, oh boy, is that the craziest psyop that I've seen play out. Oh, the ducks. Oh, no, that's not true. That's nonsense. This is a conspiracy theory. What a strange conspiracy theory. What a strange thing to call a conspiracy theory. And I guess if you don't know, here, let me bring you something. What do I got here? Do I have something? Yeah, I'll bring, this is out of order. That's okay. I'll bring you this. This is, for those who don't know, here's the type of reporting going on this week. This one's from the New York Post. Haitian migrants eating pets? ? Here's the even more serious story about immigrants in Springfield, Ohio. Oh, that's why I grabbed this one, is because, yes, it's covering some things that are being forgotten. But you heard Trump mention it in the debate, saying that the immigrants are eating ducks, eating cats, eating pets, and it just sent the entire media into this weird, pointless tizzy. This really bizarre, very bizarre sort of psyop going on where it's like the most important thing. I mean, the debate took like second stage in the media compared to like what's happening with these ducks. What's happening with these ducks? What's happening with the cats in Springfield? What's happening? How many? Who's doing it? Snopes. Snopes like invented a new category of fact check for it. I'll bring you that in a second. So, but first, what should I do? Let me show you some real estate here. We're going to go over, this is Basil's bunker after all. We are talking bunkers. We are talking prepping. Let me block Smithsonian mag from installing on my desktop. Why would anybody want that? Here we go. Just quick prepper real estate update for everybody. You can own a rare nuclear bunker built in England in the 1950s. A rare one, not your run-of-the-mill common nuclear bunker built in England in the 1950s. We're talking Cold War era, folks. And this, I think, displays just a beautiful difference between the UK and the US, because we've all seen the US Cold War bunkers, these giant missile silos, these huge things. And wait till you see this cute little cozy number over there in England. It's like 1 a.m. over there, so sorry EU people, sorry UK people, you're probably not catching this one live, but wake up in the morning, you'll catch this episode, you can head on down, get yourself a nuclear bunker. This is coming from Smithsonian mag, of course. A Cold War era nuclear bunker nestled beneath a field in Derbyshire, England, is heading to the auction block. It's an auction. Derbyshire. Where's Derbyshire? Hold on. Let's pull up Derbyshire. Derbyshire map. This is not a real place, of course. This is a fake place. A place that doesn't exist. It sounds, it's a fake place from a movie, from like Lord of the Rings. Not just because it says Shire. It's Derbyshire. It's a fake place in England. Let's see if we can figure out where it is here. 80% of the places you hear about in England are fake. They're just sort of made by the media to convince you that the earth is round. Come on, flat earthers. Okay, Derbyshire, United Kingdom. Yeah, it's kind of by Sheffield, which is also a fake place. Yeah, which is right in the middle. It's in the middle part. All right, right smack dab in the middle. That's a great place for a nuclear bunker. It's basically perhaps Ohio, Nebraska. It's like the Nebraska of England. That's Derbyshire. All right, so you can live there. Built in the late 1950s, the hideout includes 2 small rooms situated 14 feet underground, according to SDL Auctions, which will sell the unique structure on September 26th. It's expected to fetch between 15,000 and 20,000 pounds sterling. About between $20,000 and $26,000. This is extremely affordable, folks. Come on now. I wonder what the rules are for Americans owning a bunker. I would purchase this. I don't have 20K lying around, but I think I could. We've been very good at saving our sort of Kickstarter grace. We have talked about many Kickstarters. Should the bunker, we can do it together. The Bunkaroos can get together. We can buy a tiny little underground bunker in Derbyshire, fake place, and that's where we'll hold our conferences. Quote, some people like the idea of buying a bit of post-war Britain, auctioneer Jim Dimitriou tells BBC's Isaac Ash. It's a piece of history. Well, okay. It might be a piece of history, but it's a practical thing. The bunker was built to serve as a listening post manned by 3 people. In the event of nuclear war, the trio would have been expected to report on the nuclear bursts and on the fallout of nuclear attack, per a statement from SDL Auctions. They were provided with enough food and water for 14 days and had a landline and radio communications available to them. You can see the decor in this sucker. It's very, I don't know, it's very English. Very sort of Victorian style carved furniture, lots of gold. Well, in this particular, they have a red phone, which of course, in a nuclear bunker, you're going to need a red phone, old style rotary phone. But on either side of the phone is 2 gold golden candles with some silk curtains. See, this is a little bit of poshness to your bunker. This is sort of if you've ever seen Downton Abbey, it's like a Downton Abbey nuclear bunker. In a video walkthrough, Dimitriou enters the hideout by descending a tall ladder. Okay, now they're going to describe to us a video, which I will just play for you here in a moment. But you can see some more pictures. This is, they say it's 2 rooms. It's just 1 room. This is the 1 room. The other room is a closet. You've got curtains all the way around the side, so giving it a nice hemmed-in sort of feel. They've got a golden framed, I'm going to say 4 foot by 2.5 foot painting hung up on these curtains of a nuclear explosion. But it's a gold sort of Victorian-looking golden carved frame. It's beautiful and just my style. At the end of the room, you've got a bed, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a bed with a velvety yellow golden blanket. Lots of gold here. It's sort of like an attempt at a poor man's sort of Trump bunker. There's a sheepskin rug on the ground, which is something. And there's a little tiny stove, little baby stove. But again, with some very classy, stove pokers, wood pokers, the tools, the accoutrement for a wood-burning stove there. Make sure that the chimney is in working order, or else you will immediately kill yourself lighting a fire in this thing. Here's a quick little video, which I hope will play on the podcast. I'm going to play this video, and if you're on the live stream, let me know if the audio does not play.
Good morning, auction fans. Guess where I am? I'm in a nuclear bunker in the Peak District. I'm in Derbyshire. I've walked down. I've minded my head. Got a rope there in case I need to pull myself up. Built in the late 50s, past the part of post-war Britain. And this one is a cracker. For those of you that know me, my name's Jim from SDL Property Auctions. And this is the third one of these that I'm selling. So I'm getting a bit of a reputation for myself. But this is probably the best one of the lot. As we walk in, we've got carpets, we've got a sheepskin rug, we've got velvet curtains. We're very well insulated. We've got a log burner. And we've got the most colourful of beds.
A log burner.
We've got the keys, so you can come and have a look. These have been extremely popular, the last couple that I've sold. That's probably not a picture that you want to have a look at when you're here, but we have got storage. If you fancy a beer while you're down here, there's a beer. There's a little gas cooking element thing. There's a battery for electrics. All sorts in here, sort of electric there as well. As you can see, you can spend your time here. We've got some tins of food that maybe need another look at, but there we go. You've got a little bit of reading material while you're here as well. So come and have a look. We're just outside Buxton at the Peak District in Derbyshire. Have a look at the pictures because you'll be able to see what we've got out the top, because it's a wonderful part of the countryside. But there you have it. September 2024's nuclear bunker with Jim Demetrio from SDL Property Auctions.
There you go. Isn't that nice? It's just kind of nice hearing that that guy's accent describing a nuclear bunker. Apparently, he's sold 3 of these things. So this might be the guy. We might need to get this guy on the payroll or maybe on the show, just talking about selling these bunkers. That's actually not a bad idea. Okay, what is this guy's name? Hold on. We're going to go to his YouTube real quick. This seems like an achievable guest. I think this is a totally achievable guest we can get on the show here. Excuse me if this video starts playing again. Let's see. SDL Property Auction. Got 200. Nope. Don't play. Thank you. 263 subscribers. Nuclear bunker. Yeah, I think we'll send these guys a message. I think we better send them a little messerinsky. See if they want to come on the show. I would be very interested to talk to somebody who has sold specifically these bunkers. I mean, off-grid properties, of course. We love off-grid properties. We love the acreage. We love the rural. We love the seclusion. But I mean, selling an actual physical bunker is gotta be something special. So we'll see. Somebody remind me to send this guy an email, or even better yet, somebody send this guy an email on my behalf. Yeah, we'll figure that out. There you go. SDL Property Auctions. Check it out. 263 subscribers. Maybe we could bump these guys' subscribers up a little bit. Although I don't know if we have enough people tuning in to this live stream at 6 o'clock on a Friday night. I don't know if we have enough people hanging out to make a significant difference for that company. So there you go. All right, Derbyshire. If we have any of our UK people who know anything about Derbyshire, let me know. I want to know if it's a real place. Just a quick comment. Gabby had a fun comment. Silk curtains. Silk curtains are a must in a hole in the ground. A woman's touch. Yes, This, this place definitely had a woman's touch, and that's something that I don't know uh, if it's appreciated enough. In fact, that's probably gonna good. That's a good episode. That's it. Hold on, let me make my notes. Let me get my notes out because I don't know those long timers. Um, we had a Ravel episode with a like a, just I don't even know how to describe her. Some sort of master interior designer. We had some very interesting conversations. I never. I never knew a conversation with an interior designer would be chock-a-block full with so much sort of mystery and spiritual depth and interesting things to talk about. Um, but it was really one of my favorite episodes. I forget what it is, but if any Ravel listeners out there can help me find that one, let me know. Because, interior design on the bunker is more important than I think anybody's really going to realize because you got to, that's your home. You're going to be there forever. I think with I mean, it depends on your price point, but most bunkers, you're seeing concrete walls, you're seeing concrete box, you're seeing metal furniture, metal tables, metal, you know, storage cabinets, things like this. Interior design in your bunker, I think, is exceedingly important and often forgotten. And that's what we're here to do, folks, is to think the thoughts and say the things that not everybody is thinking or saying. And it's all thanks to SDL Auctions bringing us this bunker with the silk curtains and the velvet sheets and the golden carved Victorian accents. Thank you for that. All right, back to business here. By the way, folks, we'll be doing some call-ins today. We're playing it real loosey-goosey today, which I know is becoming a pretty common refrain on this show. But it's just the fact of the matter. So I can see Liberty Before Authority. He gets the newsletter because he's in the waiting room. He clicked the button. The newsletter people are the first ones to get the call-in link when it's time for that. But I will now be posting it into the chat for anybody who wants to jump in the waiting room. It'll put you, just follow the instructions, go into the waiting room and just sit there until I decide it's time to talk. But here in a second, I'm going to give Liberty Before Authority a minute or two to assemble himself. And once I see that that's the case, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, okay, I see him. There he goes. I'm going to send out this link to everybody else. Boom, boom, boom. If you want to come on the show, chat for a couple minutes, click on that, follow the instructions, and then sit there and wait until I say so. But until then, we're going to take a call from Liberty Before Authority. Here we go. You know him. You love him, folks. He's got all the cute goats. He's got all the chickens. He's got so many important things to say about how to turn my property into a food forest. And taught us something about a swell, I think it was called last time. Okay, here he is. What's up? Liberty Before Authority, you're on the air, buddy. What's going on?
Peace and blessings, brother. It's good to be here, man.
There you go. Thanks for calling back in. What are you up to?
Man, I just designed some swales this morning for somebody. I'm processing my cow next week. I'm on fire, bro.
Oh, swale. Okay, I got it wrong. I called it a swell. You're right. Swale. You're processing a cow next week. A full cow. This seems like kind of a level.
A cow and two pigs. Yes, sir.
Have you processed a full cow before?
I've got somebody who's taken me under his wing, so I've done it, but I've never, gone full hands on with it. And this time we get to do the cow, and then we have two pigs. So I'll do one of them. He'll do one of them. I'm excited, man. But
that's great.
It's an important skill. It's something we need to know, my brother. I'm gonna be abrupt about it. All right, Basil, here we go, bro. Do you carry a tourniquet?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have one I have trauma kit in the truck, trauma kit strapped to the tractor, trauma kit in the house. They all do have
Excellent.
tourniquets.
And you know how to use it.
You know, I watched a video. Have not have not opened it and done it. Are you gonna give us a lesson?
You're halfway there, my brother. You're halfway there. I'm not going to do the whole run through. You can go to Bear Independent's website. He's got the full medical thing. He goes one through whatever and tells you everything about it. But I would recommend, if you're not carrying this type of stuff in your car, have it and get trained on it, because if you have an arterial bleed, it can take 90 seconds max and you bleed out. So you could watch somebody bleed out in front of you, or you could save their life. No big deal. But now that I put that pressure on you, Bear Independent, my man, keep a tourniquet. I got one on the trap, one on the skid steer. I keep one on me when I have the chainsaw. It's just it's something. And the dangerous thing we do statistically is drive a car. So let's be realistic with it and carry the tourniquet, bro. All right.
You make a good point. A speed tourniquet seems to be an important skill. Not just you open the first aid kit, you pull it out, you got to read the little instructions, you hope you do it right, but it's 90 seconds. If that's all you got,
you don't
before
want to
somebody
improvise.
Turns into a ghost. Yeah.
I know you have a belt. You shouldn't have to use your belt. Don't improvise. You should have it staged properly too. He'll show you how to do all that. There's a Stop the Bleed class I took from him. It was incredible, and now I've taught it to my Homestead group. One, see one, do one, teach one. And so I brought it back to the Homestead group, but they should be staged to where you can quickly, bust it out, do your thing, bang, left arm. So we'll just play with each other and be like, oh, bang, right arm. Put that sucker on there, right? It's important you do this right. You got a windlass? I wasn't going to do a whole demonstration, but it's already on my arm, so it is what it is.
Doing it.
You want to turn it one turn past the bad words. You're going to want to say the bad words one turn past that. People have no hand, and they're complaining about how tight the tourniquet is. Take it off. It's saving your life. So after you've got it past the bad words, you lock it in, right? You take this little tail, you tuck it over it. If you're really cool, you wrap it up so it doesn't get, when you move off the X, it doesn't get tangled. But you have a time stamp here. Go straight across, write the time on it. And there's you really need to take the class, but this is literally the crash course of I'm not a medical professional, but they'll learn this stuff. It's very simple. You can't hurt somebody with a tourniquet. You can actually put them on and go and train and do cool guy stuff. Some people literally put a tourniquet on their leg and go shoot. So it's not going to hurt you unless you have heart issues. So so keep that in mind. If you've got
that could be
consult your doctor.
Could be a little straining. So what's the deal with the timestamp? What's the deal with the timestamp on it? So you write down.
You want to know how long the tourniquet has been on, and after you've gotten this on, don't mess with it. You never take tourniquets off. You get to an elevated level of care. You get to somebody who knows what they're doing. But this right here can save someone's life. If it's your extremity, it's important, man. And even just having it is the first step. Maybe somebody around you is going to be trained, but let's get trained, guys. Come on, we prepared this. This is real. So have your kit. You got your trauma shears. The whole nine. I'm not trying to sell his stuff, but I'm definitely I use it, and so I just figured I'd put it out there. Things that I use and I found quality. I wanted to promote, my man. Another thing, Spyderco has an awesome knife that you can. It's a build for self-defense, but it's super intuitive to be able to take off and have it and be ready. So yeah, a neck knife's pretty dope, man. All right,
bro,
are you gonna bear with me for some books?
Yeah, I'm bearing. Okay, keep it going, bro. Let's go. We're learning.
All right, so I've got a bunch of books over here, and I'm going to be super quick about it. But if anybody wants more resources on specific things, I found these to be a wealth of knowledge. If you're homeschooling your children, or if you want to learn how to not be fooled, you need to start with the trivium: grammar, rhetoric, and logic. And this was taught when they got rid of the one-room schoolhouse. They got rid of this, and this right here. This book will help you to not be fooled. If you were a Roman slave and you earned your freedom, the first thing you had to do is learn the trivium. That was literally the first thing. A slave was not allowed to know the trivium. It was completely against the law. But as soon as you were a Roman citizen, you had to learn this because you couldn't have the wool pulled over your eyes. So start with the trivium.
Really?
Homeschooling with your kids. That's a good starter. If you're all right, let's do a little bit of prepper
what
stuff.
Kind of stuff is in the trivium?
Go ahead.
What kind of stuff is in the trivium? Because trivium, it sounds like trivial, but I'm assuming it's not trivial stuff.
It's the classical liberal arts, and it's grammar, logic, and rhetoric. And it's basically all of the different logical fallacies. It'll break it down to where a child can understand these things. And I've found a lot of good use in this book. So the trivium's a solid one. I'm going to try and run through them quickly because I got a lot here. But if you're interested in the prepper type stuff and you want to take it serious, Civil Defense Manual, fantastic. Literally walk you through any type of scenario, not just your things are done, locked down, we're hunkered down in our house. This is like, everything from storms, preparedness to full on operational security, where you want to fall trees if you don't want someone to come, all kinds of good stuff, man. The Civil Defense Manual.
Yeah. Okay.
Resistance operating concept, another fantastic one. I haven't gotten fully through it, but it's a wealth of knowledge. I'm gonna keep on rolling because there's a lot. If you're interested in learning more about plant guilds and how they grow well together and what guilds work best, the cover, total new age garbage, but that's just the cover. Everything in this is awesome. It doesn't have any of that. It's called Gaia's Garden, and I don't get down with any of that stuff, but I do get down with permaculture. And this book is worth it just for the charts you get in the back of it. Alone for the charts, you can go through here and you've got all types of shrubs, small trees. It tells you what's a hardy zone. It tells you how much light, its edible use. It's all right, I'll give you an example. All right, rosemary, that's an insect. It's used to attract good insects. I guess that's not a great example. There's some that have plenty of different ways to feed insects, habitat, chickens, forage. So all of these different plants, it's just pages and pages of what grows well together, and you can kind of customize it. But there's a good blueprint. You start with a fruit tree, go out a little bit. You don't just plant rows of fruit trees. You plant a nitrogen fixer. You familiar with those? Nope. Nitrogen fixers, they're great because they grow fast. Yep. You cut them after a year or two, and the roots die back, and it releases nitrogen, and it feeds your fruit trees. So you can do all kinds of cool nitrogen. It's basically a boost without fertilizer and without using all the garbage. Yeah. So nitrogen fixer, apple pear, nitrogen fixer, apple pear. Do it in a row going down. There's all kinds. I don't know exactly where you are, but within regions, there's all kinds of good nitrogen fixers, no matter where you are. So this book is a gold mine. Right, read through it. I read through this like 3 times, and I still am getting good stuff. But mainly, I come back to reference what goes well in an herb layer, small tree layer, because there's 5 layers to a forest, right? You've got your canopy, you've got your understory, you've got your vine layer, which would be crawling up. You've got your shrub layer. I'm going off the camera. Shrub layer, and then at the bottom you have arguably you have a ground cover, and you also have underneath the soil, right? Your microbial life, and you want more fungal than bacterial. But I'm not going to I could go on tangents about all that stuff. I'm going to keep it quick. I value your time, and this book is a great start if you want to, get going with anything growing wise. I highly recommend Gaia's Garden. Name is garbage, but it's fantastic contents. The Most Dangerous Superstition. Fantastic book. That's all I got. The Most Dangerous Superstition is your belief in government. I'll leave it at that. Snatched from the Flames.
Oh, that's good.
Nathan Reynolds. Epic. Just epic. If somebody had to go through this type of traumatic stuff, I've been on kind of a binge lately of listening to trauma-based mind control stories and people that are survivors. And if they had to go through it, the least we can do, we're not so privileged that we can't just listen and hear what happened, right? I think that's ridiculous. And I get that people shut off. I totally understand that. But these people need to be heard. And if they had to bear it and go through it, I should at least be able to hear it and listen to it.
Yeah, buddy.
So, starting with Nathan Reynolds, and then, if you go on his channel, he talks with other survivors, incredible stuff. Let's see. Okay, if you're homeschooling, start with Dumbing Us Down. John Taylor Gatto. Fantastic. And Weapons of Mass Instruction. I'll leave it there. They're quick books, guys. It's not a huge deal. If Johnny Cerrucci, anyone?
Oh yeah.
Secret
there's
History. Johnny Cerrucci, fantastic. And classics. Behold a Pale Horse. Okay, I'm just gonna go
Of
quickly.
course.
You got lots of other stuff. The Suppressed History of American Banking. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
What else we got? I'm sure you know about the Fourth Turning.
Gotta get the fourth turning.
Yes. Okay, yeah, no, absolutely. We're there, my man. We're there. You got to know about it. The Invisible Rainbow. You already got your recommendation on that.
Oh yeah.
And that's my quick run through. I don't want to bore you with books anymore.
Bro,
I just wanted to give you some good resources and some stuff.
Dude, no, that is so good because obviously it's a very important part of this show to point people in the directions they need to go. And your recommendations, I mean, you are one of the most intense dudes going out there and doing it and living it every day. So I know for a fact people are appreciative of what you bring to the show when you call in, bro. Thank you so much.
Good, man. Yeah, live dangerously, my brother. We got to be intense. That's just a part of it.
We gotta get you gotta call in after you process your cow because that is like next level. That's like boss level processing stuff. So I'm sure that's
It's a lot of work, man. It's a whole day.
I was gonna say it's gonna be a long and messy day, but I want to hear about it.
Yeah, and if you take it, there's an honest butcher. It's kind of like an honest mechanic. You don't really have many of them. I found a really good guy, and he's helping me.
That's right.
Doing hands on, teach me and stuff. But for the most part, you're getting certain cuts. They won't even offer different cuts within the meat. It's disappointing, but doing it hands on, being there, and just getting involved because meat food on the hook is a fantastic way to put, to have that food security, It's and there's if you're foraging, I found this just incredibly useful. I'm clearing pasture right now. I'm familiar with civil pasture.
Say that again.
Civil pasture.
Civil pasture.
It's a mix. It's a mix of land that you would graze on and trees that can provide shade or forage. And if you cut specific types of trees, you don't have to go through and clear everything. I used to do this, and I would spend all my time clearing. Now I would go through and I would cut my oak trees. I would cut poplar trees, and I would cut them down either at the base or about 4 feet up, because then it just produces a bunch of little suckers, little shoots. It's saying, I want to live, I want to grow, and I'm going to let it grow, and then I'm going to cut it all back, and I'm going to hang it up and wait, and that's going to be tree hay for my animals. The Romans knew about this. Yes, sir. The Romans knew about this because they didn't have beautiful pastures to graze, so they were coppicing and pollarding trees at certain levels to have more shoots and put hay back for winter.
So interesting. So interesting. Dude, Liberty Before Authority, thank you so much for calling in, man. I know people are going to value some of your tips, and that tourniquet thing, that's everybody's homework. Get your tourniquet game on lock. And good luck with the cow, dude. Seriously, I want you to call in after you do the cow. You got to tell us all about it.
Spider cow. Spider cow.
The Spyderco knife hanging around. I like the necklace part of it. That seems really handy. All right, buddy.
It's super discreet. All right, brother. This was a pleasure, man. I always look forward to calling in, and I hope I wasn't ranting too long, man. You have a great night.
No, dude. It was efficient. It was beautiful. Thank you for that. God bless you, and can't wait to talk to you next time.
All right, my brother. Just leave you with that. ATF is what it is. Peace out.
Thank you, buddy. My goodness, what an interesting dude. This dude is doing it, folks. Some people, they'll send me a message and they'll be like, man, sounds like you're living the dream. You're off the grid, you're doing the thing, and I'm here just barely holding on. But Liberty Before Authority, that dude is a wealth of not only knowledge but experience. I cannot wait to hear about processing that cow. Also, what a great audio list of book recommendations. So there you go, folks. You have no excuse. You got the recommendations from Liberty Before Authority himself. Can't wait to talk to that guy again. Thank you very much, buddy. My goodness. Update here. So the yes, the Ravel episode. Somebody sent it in. I gotta find it again. The Ravel episode. If you want to be just kind of blown away by the interesting conversation that can happen with a professional expert interior designer, you're gonna want to check out Ravel. Is another show that I did a couple years ago. Great show, on hiatus right now, but it's there for everybody. Just search Ravel on your podcast player. There was another podcast that explicitly stole the name from our show, Ravel. If you listen to the show, you can get all the detective work on that. But Ravel, search my name too with Basil Rosewater, and you can find the right Ravel. Somebody posted the episode. Now I can't find it. Why can't I find it? I think it was 122 Go 2. Oh, it was 122 Go 2 on Twitch posted it. Okay, here you go, folks. Go search for Ravel episode. Yes, Artist on Creating Spaces with Margaret Daniel. That's from March 23rd, 2022. Artist on Creating Spaces with Margaret Daniel. We did a whole series on art and artists, and my goodness, that one blew me away. And very important stuff to know when decorating your bunker for the apocalypse. Okay, just keep that in mind. You're gonna have to live there. Either that or you go wander around. But if you're stuck there, if the bombs are going off, you got at least a few months. You're gonna have to stare at a concrete wall. Okay. All right. Let me just check around here. Okay. Let's talk about this duck thing real quick. I see we got MSDS in the waiting room for a call. MSDS, you will be next on the air. But a few minutes before we do that here, I wanted to show you guys something very interesting. Back to the ducks and the cats and the things like this stuff going on the internet. There's a few, of course, the conversations going on in the mainstream is this is fake, it's a conspiracy theory, which I think calling it a conspiracy theory is sort of the funniest and wildest thing to call it, because it's not a conspiracy theory. It's nobody's. I mean, maybe they're conspiring to either to eat the ducks from the park. It's just a weird thing. Some people are calling it a hoax, things like that. But the big phrase is that there's no evidence. There's no evidence that Haitian migrants are eating ducks in the park. There's no evidence that Haitian migrants in Ohio are eating goose. There's no evidence that they're eating pets. It's this no evidence thing that we really saw deployed during the COVID times, where this phrase no evidence doesn't really mean what they think it means or what they want it to mean. Because of course I'll jump over the synopsis. That might be the best way to do it. It says here, no evidence Haitian migrants are eating ducks, geese, or pets in Springfield, Ohio. And it's hilarious because no evidence Haitian immigrants are eating ducks, geese, or pets in Springfield, Ohio. And at the top of the page, they have the picture of the alleged Haitian guy carrying a dead goose in Ohio. Okay. And this image is courtesy of the city of Springfield, Ohio, on Reddit. Okay, I guess it's the Reddit post. Yes, okay, we'll get to that in a second. The claim is in August 2024. Haitian migrants were killing and eating pet cats and park ducks in Springfield, Ohio. That originally, OG Snopes would rate these things true or false. It's either true or it's false. And you can pretty much guess exactly what they would say depending on the politics that are connected to the conversation. Then they started saying, oh, mostly true or mostly false, given just a little bit of subtlety. This is when it became very difficult for them. People stopped trusting them as much. The evidence against their conclusions was so easy to debunk that Snopes basically became a joke. And now they've added some more categories, and I don't know when they added this. I'm just saying, for me personally, I have not seen this category before. And the rating is unfounded. So they're not claiming it's true. They're not claiming it's false. They're saying it's unfounded, meaning they don't see a foundation. But still, not a true-false statement. It says, in early September 2024, a series of claims about Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio went viral. Most significant amongst these claims were the assertions that a Haitian immigrant had eaten someone's pet cat, and that others had been seen eating swans and ducks in the public parks. Because it's Snopes, it's really important to pay attention to the details, because that is how they come to their conclusions. Is they will say, no migrants were eating swans. That's totally false and unfounded. Well, I haven't heard anybody claim they were eating swans. I heard them claiming they were eating goose, but Snopes, that's the first time I've ever heard about swans. So anyway, it may be here nor there, may not be here nor there in sort of a colloquial conversation, but when you're Snopes, you got to pay attention to these things, because we know that that's how the media is working. In a September 8th, 2024 post on X, GOP vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance repeated the allegation. Very interesting. They're starting out with J.D. Vance repeating the allegation, and they have not even presented the original source of the allegation. Well, I'll just give it to you right here. The original, the first time that this was ever posted on the internet was on the Reddit thread for Columbus, Ohio. Now, this is something Snopes will love to point out, is that no, the man with the goose was in Columbus, while these other claims are in Springfield. And you know what I should have done was brought up this map to show you just how close Springfield to Columbus, Ohio is. But let's see here. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. How close is Columbus to Springfield? Oh man, Ohio. I gotta admit, Ohio, I have absolutely no reference for the size or shape of your state. Here it is. Springfield to Columbus. Here, I guess I'll share this tab for those who are viewing. I'm zooming out so I can get a good picture of the whole state. Okay, that's way too far out. Okay, so there's Columbus. Right there. Go like this. Directions. Springfield. I'll do Columbus. So, for those who don't know, over the past 3 or 4 years, and Snopes does get into this, over the past 3 or 4 years, Haitian migrants specifically have been immigrating to Springfield, Ohio at an enormous rate. Springfield original population is 50,000 people, about in 2020, 2021. In 2024, 20,000 Haitian migrants have now taken up residence in Springfield, Ohio. That's 20,000 people added to a city of 50,000, meaning let's call it a 40% increase in a couple of years. 40% increase in a small town in a couple of years. This has caused a ton of problems, put a lot of strain on the city, a lot of strain on the citizens of this, on the resources that the city has. In fact, this has been going on for a while. This is not a new thing, which is another thing you want to look out for when you see the media talking about it. And they like to talk about it as if it's an overnight thing. But anyways, a huge influx of Haitian immigrants in Springfield, causing all sorts of problems. in addition, as this is happening, you have citizens of Springfield, Ohio, getting up at public meetings and making their voices heard. Here, you can see this. Springfield is 51 minutes by car from Columbus, Ohio. Okay? So to say, the Goose Man was in Columbus, not Springfield, come on. They're basically the same thing. If you're getting 20,000 Haitian immigrants in Springfield, I'm sure you're getting some in Columbus as well. And for those who can't see it, Columbus is a much, much, much bigger city than Springfield. Probably more equipped to handle the migrants. But to say, no, Springfield Haitians aren't eating goose, that's Columbus Haitians, is just kind of I don't know, it's an intellectually dishonest thing to do. So, part of okay, let me go back to the Snopes real quick. They talk about the claims. They say, the claims by J.D. Vance and these right-wing influencers, Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, Charlie Kirk, Representative Jim Jordan, all these right-wing lunatics talking about how the Haitians are eating pets and stuff in Springfield. So just by dropping those names, they're, of course, triggering everybody to, assume that this is just a crazy conspiracy theory. Says here, as reported by the Springfield News Sun, the claim that a Haitian immigrant ate a pet cat stems from a rumor posted to a Springfield Facebook group. Okay, so you have a citizen of Springfield talking about a Haitian eating a cat. Is it proof? No, it is not proof that anything is going. But it's evidence. This is a big thing. The media, they kind of get caught up between, they say without evidence. Well, that's almost never true. So an idea wouldn't exist without some evidence. However, evidence is not proof. Let's get that straight. You got to get enough evidence to prove something. Evidence is little bits and bytes that hopefully add up to a big thing called proof. So, citizen testimony on Facebook, citizen testimony here on, if I go over here to New York Post, it says here, Springfield, here's an Ohio resident claims Haitian migrants cutting off ducks' heads and eating them. I'm not going to play that video on the show here because it's not family friendly. That this is a black man who lives in Springfield. He gets up and he's basically scolding the city council and the police department for not taking the problem seriously, talking about how he sees the ducks and the geese and the Haitian immigrants eating them. There's also, thank you, Snopes here, says false evidence in defense of the claim that Haitian immigrants were eating cats. Okay, the cat thing. There's a video of a lady who was eating a cat, but that was allegedly, this person is not Haitian or an immigrant, whatever. However, there are, again, Springfield residents claiming that they have seen vans cruising around, picking up cats. This is just what they're saying. Again, this is potential witness testimony. There's no videos, there's no nothing. But again, when something like this is going on, to not believe the witness testimony of Springfield residents is just rude, honestly. It's just simply rude to say there's no evidence when there's lots of witness testimony. Witness testimony is evidence. Then it gets into the goose picture here. Another piece of purported evidence for the claim of widespread Haitian goose killing in Springfield concerned a single image of a black man carrying a dead Canada goose. Like the body cam footage used as evidence for Haitian cat killing, however, this image does not come from Springfield. The photo can be found in a Reddit thread about Columbus, Ohio, and was posted at least 1 month earlier than these viral claims. I don't know what the difference. Why does it matter that it was posted last month? That doesn't make any sense. They're like, oh, it was posted from a city an hour away 1 month ago, so therefore unfounded. Further purported evidence comes from far-right or conspiracy influencers providing on-the-ground, in quotes, coverage from Springfield, or from videos of local city council meetings in which alleged residents are seen complaining about the Haitian population. As far as eating animals is concerned, these videos all depict people repeating secondhand information and are not independent corroboration of these viral claims. Again, sure, maybe it's not independent corroboration. Maybe it's not proof, but it is evidence. Witness testimony is evidence. And of course, they say down here at the bottom line, there is no evidence outside of second and third hand social media gossip to support. That's not true either. It's not just social media gossip, but okay. There's also a police call. I did pull up the police call here. Let me get it. Where is it? Here it is. Here's the
County Communications.
Yes, ma'am. I got a question. This is a non-emergency line, correct?
Oops. So I'm not going to play the whole thing, but here is one of the police calls. All the media is claiming that there's no police reports, there's no 911 calls or anything, and yet maybe this is fake. Maybe this is AI. Maybe this is a fake 911 call, or not a 911 call, a non-emergency call.
Clark County Communications.
Yes, ma'am. I got a question. This is a non-emergency line, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm sitting here. I'm to my orientation for my job today, and I see a group of Haitian people. There was about 4 of them. They all had geese in their hand. They got away. I couldn't make out the first 3 of the license plate, but I got the numbers. The last numbers was 9898, and it was a gray Toyota Tacoma they took off on. The women, I couldn't tell the age because I'm in a hurry going to this orientation, so I don't be late.
What direction?
They went up towards the middle of downtown.
Okay, and what path are you on?
Right now, hold on just a second. I'm coming to the intersection of. Give me a second here. It says Water and Warder Street.
Water and Warder. Is that the area
Yes,
you saw them?
Yes. It was about 2 minutes back behind me. I was trying to get my phone out and trying.
Okay, you get the point. There are police calls. There's police reports. I mean, I could pull up the police report I was looking at, but this is all very boring, and I'm not necessarily trying to prove that this is happening. But the point is the ducks. The ducks are the point. The ducks have always been the point. We're supposed to be making friends with these ducks. We're supposed to be supporting them, giving them our bread, becoming a part of the family of ducks. Ducks can be our little buddies, our soldiers. When society collapses, the ducks are who we will need. We cannot betray our duck friends. But we have always talked about how the ducks will be our most important asset once society collapses. My question to you is, do the Haitians know something that we don't? Perhaps this is the sign. This is the signal. Society is collapsing. Perhaps it's already collapsed. Maybe what we look around and see around us, and we think is society continuing on, maybe that's just an illusion. Maybe the end is not near, but the end is here. The ducks are almost like a canary in the coal mine. when the ducks start being victimized, when they became, the end is near, but that the end is nigh. Sue RN in Rumble says, can't believe the ducks are in the news like this. We love feeding the ducks. I know. I'm telling you, KHP, the end is now. Who's this? By request only once is talking to Trans Squatch. Says geese need to be protected because there are not a lot of them. And so, folks, I thought it'd be important because, of course, our job here, our job at Canary Cry, is to spot these trends before they happen. And Canary Cry, folks, you have always been ahead of the curve. You have always known what's going on before it happens. And it happens in these weird little ways. This is how God does it with us, guys. We've seen this over and over and over. This is how God does his work through whatever the heck we're doing with this show and our other shows. It's these weird little obsessions that start off as jokes in the show, and then they become the most important things in the world. The Flippy Update. The other ones. The Nephilim Update. This happens over and over and over and over. The occult school, the occult magic, the experts in occult coming on the news. These types of calls. And we never know. We never know which ones are going to... We don't. So the duck thing was not even a call. That was not a prediction. That was just culture. That was just the culture of the show developing naturally. Or my own strange obsession with ducks because of this royalty-free music that I found on this stream thing. The ducks. I think it's very important that we recognize. I think, personally, that the way this show has played out, the obsession with the ducks, and now this Haitian duck-eating crash of society. Folks, that is not an insignificant amount of immigrants moving into Springfield. I'm not even saying that... I think this is where a lot of the conversation gets lost about this duck thing, too. Because as usual, it feels like the left is implying that the right, or whatever, if you could apply left and right to this weird news story about people eating ducks at the park, like the fact that that's politicized, the fact of, yes, they are eating ducks, or no, they are not eating ducks, means you're some sort of liberal freedom fighter or a Trump crazy domestic terrorist person. Like the fact that whatever side you take on the duck issue signals your place on the political spectrum is absolute madness. That's why here, Bunkaroos, we're not political. We're just calling them how we seize them. We know the ducks are very important to surviving the collapse of society for many reasons. But maybe the Haitians over there in Springfield know something that we don't. I mean, if any society would be on the decline, or perhaps experiencing the collapse currently, it would be a community that had 40% of they had 40% population growth in 3 years from a place that shares absolutely zero cultural ties or cultural overlap. I think we are seeing the signal. I think we're going to start seeing this duck thing pop up in the news in different places. Keep an eye out. Wherever ducks are in danger, society is actively collapsing. Thank you for the dings. Ding, 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 says Now to the Hungry Panda. Appreciate that. So, we're going to take this very seriously. And in honor of our fallen duck friends, in Ohio, in order to remain diligent in our preparing for the collapse of society, in order to honor the message that the ducks are sending us, and to be proactive in preparing not just our body, but our spirit as well. For when society inevitably collapses and we are left to our own preparations, our own devices, we say many times where the best prepping you can do is prepping your skills, prepping your mind, prepping your heart, prepping your hands, preparing your skills for what will keep you alive. We're going to go ahead and jump over here to WikiHow. And today on the show, we're going to learn how to catch a duck. That's right, folks. Nowhere else are you going to hear both a discussion about the future sort of of the collapse of society and get a WikiHow article on how to catch your own ducks. Soon is going to be, there's going to be a period in society where it's whoever can catch the duck is going to survive. It's either you catch the duck or they catch the duck. You better be friends with these ducks right now. You better be feeding them and teaching them where your house is and how to communicate to you when the raiders are coming. But you also got to know how to catch them, because if you don't catch them, somebody else is going to catch them. WikiHow, how to catch a duck. Ducks can be caught to relocate or for study in a humane way. That's what we're all about here. We just want to study them. We're just trying to study or relocate these ducks in a humane way. Sometimes we want to relocate to study how to eat them or whatever. I don't know. I'm not the one catching the ducks. You're the weirdos listening to a podcast about how to catch a duck. Ducks can be caught to relocate or for study in a humane way. During certain points in a duck's life cycle, such as after mating, ducks are flightless and much easier to catch. It's good to know. Use food and other attractants like decoys to bring the ducks in close enough to catch. Once captured, the ducks can be banded or relocated to other areas. Gotta love WikiHow because they give you pictures. Method 1. Listeners who are not watching, would you like to guess what method 1 for catching a duck is? You'll never guess, because method 1 is using dog food. We have a great image here. First panel, a hand with a bowl with a bag of dog food going into the bowl. Step 2, putting that dog food in the bowl on the ground. Put a small bowl of dog food outside. Fill up small bowl with wet or dry dog food. That's interesting. Filling up a bowl with wet dog food. This seems like a good way to attract dogs, not ducks. It's a race. When you're trying to catch a duck, it's a race against time. Will the duck make it first, or will a dog come and mess up your duck catching trap? Or is the dog food to attract the dog, who then catches the duck? If the duck is injured, it's best to use wet dog food so the duck will get some water and avoid dehydration. That's very nice. You can also put a bowl of water for an injured duck to get rehydrated. See, folks, this is how we should be handling the duck catching. It's like, we have a relationship with these ducks. I don't know what you're going to do with your ducks, but I want my ducks to be hydrated, and I want them to be full of dog food. Sounds kind of carnivorous. It's very strange. 2, step 1 is put the dog food out. Step 2, you'll never guess, folks. Step 2 is hide somewhere with a net. There's a picture here Off in the distance, you got the dog food in the bowl with a big red arrow pointing down at the dog food. Great. And in the foreground is you. This is you, you weird dog, you weird duck catcher. This person I don't trust the person. I don't know how to really hunched over in a wrinkly button-up shirt, hiding behind a bush. He's a dark-haired man. He's holding a net, a pretty big net. And if I saw this happening in a park, I would also call the cops on this guy. This is a criminal duck catcher. This does not look like a legit guy. Hide somewhere with a net. Find a place to hide where you can see the food bowl, but the duck will not be able to see you. Hide there with a big net, with a net big enough to fit the duck. Bullet points. A net with a handle will give you a good leverage to be able to scoop the duck without having to get too close. Get a net with an opening greater than 1 foot in diameter. A large fishing net is a good option. Then you have another image here. You have another image here of a duck in the foreground eating some sloppy, wet dog food out of a bowl. And, you know, it's unfortunate that this is the character they chose in the WikiHow article. Let's just say it's a young man with dark hair. He's pretty lanky, and he's not behind the bush anymore. There's no shame. He is jumping out of that bush, coming at this duck full speed with a net. And up in the corner of the image is the volume symbol, the speaker with the waves coming out of it, and a big red circle and X, just to make sure you know that when you are jumping out of a bush to go catch the duck, no sound. Turn that volume down. Sneak up on the duck, it says. While the duck is eating the dog food, quietly sneak up behind it. Make your movements quick, but quiet, because you need to get up to the duck before it's done eating. But you don't want the duck to hear you coming. Keep the net hidden behind your back so the duck does not see it. I do not think hiding the net behind your back so the duck, if the duck looks at you, the duck doesn't know what a net is for. If he looks around and sees you, that's the end. He's not going to look back and see you, but not see the net and go, oh, this is just a regular cool guy coming to get me. Oh no, what's that net? Oh no, run! Now we've got this poor duck in a net. Oh no. Step 4. Scoop up the duck with a net. When you get close enough to reach, swiftly bring the net down over the duck. Grasp the duck by the neck while it is in the net to gently lift it off the ground. If the duck flies away before you can get the net out, try the method again the next day. If you don't catch the duck with the dog food and the net, don't worry. Do it again. Just come back. Try again. Got this picture. He's being very ginger with the duck. You take the duck out of the net, remove the duck from the net, gently reach in to grasp the duck by the neck. Be careful not to pull the duck out with its wings tangled in the net. Gently work the net free from the duck's feet and wings to prevent injuries to the duck. While holding the duck by the neck, you can safely place it into a carrier for transport or release it at a new location. Folks, we might need to start catching these park ducks and making a duck sanctuary. Is this the thing? Is this what we're doing with our power now? Are we starting a duck sanctuary? Bunkaroos? Do we need to start a duck sanctuary? Well, if you thought method 1, method 2, catching a duck at night. That's right, folks. We're catching the duck at night. KHP, Night of the Hungry Panda, says, I know many hunters, and this is not how they go about doing this. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's WikiHow. I mean, I'm sure. I think even totally unrelated, 100% unrelated from Springfield, Ohio. Statistically speaking, a Haitian has read this article. That is not, I'm not saying anything against Haitians. I'm saying it's the internet. Anybody around the, I'm not saying anything about Springfield. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's the internet. And apparently, catching a duck is important enough that there's a WikiHow article. All right, catching a duck at night. The first image is just a clock, a man looking at his watch, and a big red arrow pointing at the watch. The time is 9:55 on the watch. That's getting a little late, I think, for catching ducks. Wait until it is dark out. Hey, if you want to catch a duck in the dark, step 1, wait until it's dark out. Ducks don't see well in the dark, so your best bet catching a duck is at night. Wait until the middle of the night, because we'll be sleeping. Okay, we know where this is going. Step 2, sneak up on the duck. Again with the sneaking. It's got the volume button with the circle at the X. This is now a blonde man. Okay, all right. Diversity. We've got true diversity going on. This WikiHow. This is a strange man. A very tall, lanky man. You got a sleeping duck minding its own business, and you've got a weirdo at 10 o'clock at night sneaking around in the dark, sneaking up on ducks. Sneak up on the duck. While the duck is sleeping, carefully creep up on the duck. Make your movements slow that you don't risk waking the duck and alerting them to your plan. Do not alert the ducks to your plan. Observe the location where you have spotted the duck for several nights. You gotta case the joint. You gotta take a look at these ducks for several nights. You gotta scout the ducks. You may be able to locate a nesting location where the duck sleeps at night. Look for matted grass or droppings nearby. Okay. Now, this guy just has a cage, and he's just putting a cage down right next to the sleeping duck. The duck is still asleep. This is very silent. This is a very silent white guy carrying a cage around at night to catch this duck. Step 3, put down a carrier. Put the animal carrier down. Open it up. Yeah, get a carrier. Oh, this is a wonderful. This next image here, this is for step 4. Scoop the duck into the carrier with a blanket. You got an image of this man who has gingerly wrapped up this duck in a pink blanket. It looks like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the picture books in Sunday school. And, they tell the stories of Jesus. And the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the Pharisees were always sort of draped in robes as they walked down the street, and all the, this is such a random thing, but it's just what came to my mind. It looks like a Pharisee duck. Like he's about to ask a crowd of Hebrew people, like, what would you have me do with him? I guess that was Pontius Pilate, but you get the point. This duck is about to crucify Jesus. Scoop the duck into the carrier with a blanket. When you've crept up very close to the duck, cover the duck with a lightweight blanket or towel. Quickly use the blanket to scoop the duck into the carrier before the duck has a chance to figure out what's happening. You must move swiftly. This duck won't even know what happened to him. Close the carrier's door. Step 5, I do like this. Step 5, release the duck in the new location. Okay? Release the duck. Step 3 is trapping the duck. I'm not going to walk you through. You can get a trap, make a duck trap. Yep. Make a duck trap the duck. Again, remove the ducks from the bag. Apparently this has a very angry duck being pulled from a bag. But again, releasing it into its new location. First question in the community Q&A for WikiHow. First question, why would someone want to trap a duck? Good question. Really good question. Why would someone want to trap a duck? Ellie Field says there are many reasons someone may wish to trap a duck. That's a good answer, Ellie. is a really good answer. If somebody's asking you why would someone want to trap a duck, a good answer is there are many reasons. I don't know. Ask a Haitian. I'm not just a Haitian. Other people catch ducks too. Ask a Chinese person. Ask a California guy. Ask a Canadian. Ask anyone. You can also ask Haitians. I'm sure that they could be helpful. But you could also ask someone from New York. I'm not trying to point out any particular person. You get what I'm saying. I don't know why I'm so sensitive about. I don't know why you're so sensitive about this. Yeah, you could ask a Haitian how to trap a duck or why somebody would want to. But you could also ask anyone from Ohio. Honestly, hunting ducks usually does not involve trapping them, though. If the duck is injured or sick, it may need to be caught for medical treatment. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure that's what the Haitians are saying, too. The duck just needed medical treatment. Next question. How do I tame 7-week-old mallards after I've released them in a pond? After? How do you tame them after you've released them in a pond? Generally, you should start taming them from day one. Just sit down next to them for 15 minutes a day and they will trust you. Another thing is to walk away from the ducks and drop food behind you on the way. This is probably another good way to catch a duck. Maybe the Haitians are just making friends with the duck. We are total fans of making friends with the ducks. Okay, the last question was, if I see a baby duck laying down by itself, not moving and without its mom, do I pick it up? The answer is yes, because then you can help the baby duck survive. There's all sorts of reasons why you would want to catch a duck. I don't know why y'all are so sensitive about this question. It's good to know how to catch a duck. This is good to be prepared in the case of the collapse of society, as is obviously happening. I will say this. You can rate these WikiHow articles. This How to Catch a Duck WikiHow is rated 3.5 stars, maybe 3 3/4 stars, 73%. Somebody named Duck Fiend made a comment and says, wow, I cannot believe how much this article helped me. I was wanting to have ducks, and then I randomly stumbled across this article. I taught myself how to catch ducks with your help, and now I have a beautiful baby ducks. I love them. They have success stories for these articles. Duck Fiend. I don't know if I would trust someone named Duck Fiend with baby ducks. But Monique Mickelson says, it was fantastic. Ever since I was young, I wanted a duck. A lot of people want these ducks. It helped me for writing a story. Lewis, in 2018, when commenting on this article, said, it helped me for writing a story. So somewhere out there, there's a novel. There's a novel where somebody catches a duck, probably using dog food. And you can thank this WikiHow article for bringing that information. Oh, you can download PDFs. All right. I'm going to download this PDF. Oh, I got to pay for it. Got to be a member of WikiHow to download this PDF. This might be a good resource. Okay. There you go, folks. Catch the ducks before somebody else does. Relocate them. We got to save the ducks. It's a very important thing to do. But seriously, once again, I think this duck story is a signifier to our progress down the road of societal collapse. I see a lot of chat. There's a lot of chat. A lot of chat about the ducks. I'm really happy to see this. Lots of talk about the ducks. All right. Well, we got another caller. Let's see here. We got MSDS waiting in the chat, waiting in the waiting room. Thank you for your patience there, MSDS. Wow. We really get through this very important content on how to get the ducks. Just going to give you a few minutes here to prepare yourself before we bring you on stage. I think we'll pretty much just have time for MSDS on the call here. And then we'll take out. This is. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was not expecting to go this long on the show today, but thank you for casually hanging out with me here while we at least put on record that once again, the strange little obsessions that come through in our work together, I mean our work, because y'all are producers. Oh, I'm freezing my computer. Yeah, this was going to happen. That's what I get for opening up too many tabs about ducks. Very memory intensive project here. Bringing you all this very important information about ducks. And my mouse is gone. Apparently my mouse has fallen on the floor, which means that I am pretty out of luck. Okay, hold on, everybody. Hold on 1 second. Nobody. Quack. 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 Quack, quack. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Here we go. I've got my mouse. Now I can try to save my computer from crashing. All right. Okay. Thank you to the producers of this show in all your shapes and forms. MSDS. Let's see if you're here. MSDS, thanks for calling. You're on the air.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
Good. How are you and Basil or Gonz doing?
You know, we're hanging in there. Like I've mentioned several times, and like viewers or listeners of Wednesday's show, this has been an absolutely insane week. But you know, it's been an insane year. So we are holding on for our dear lives. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm at work. I can't have the camera on because of where I work, but I can chat or talk to you for a minute or two.
Cool. Cool. Do you work in a deep underground military base?
Close enough.
Close enough. Yeah, I got that vibe. Well, MSDS, you've been a producer and a listener for quite some time. You've been a regular person in the live streams and stuff. I don't know if I could put a time frame on it, but it feels like you've always been there. So it's nice to get a chance to talk to you.
Well, I've been with you since episode 1. How's that?
No way. Wow, that's
yes
very
way.
impressive. Oh my goodness, we got an old timer, folks. We're glad to have. So you've seen how these weird things like little obsessions like ducks inevitably and by God's grace somehow become important facets of trying to figure out what's going on in this world.
You guys know I love you both because you're my brothers in the Lord, but you guys keep me in stitches. And when you guys are having issues where you can't schedule, doesn't sync or whatever, I just go back and listen to the old episodes, and then I just end up falling off the chair, cracking up.
Oh, well, God bless you. That's a great attitude to have, and thank you very much for giving us that grace.
Well, I could be both y'all's moms, so that kind of ages me right there, but I want you both to know that first, Jesus loves you. You're in his arms.
Oh,
he's never going to leave you or forsake you. Don't you ever forget it, because then I'll have to come and duct tape you both to a tree somewhere if you do. And 2, I love you. My whole family loves you. Oh, yeah, and I plug Canary News Cry by wearing my T-shirts, and a lot of people promised that they would start plugging in.
Hey, there you go. So, yes, the T-shirts. You know, I don't know if I've told this story once on the air before. First of all, thank you so much for wearing the T-shirts. That means a lot. It's a really interesting thing to think about. It kind of trips me out once in a while, thinking that there's people walking around in the world wearing those T-shirts. Some of them have some version of my face on it or something. But my mother, see, this is what really, folks, this is what really, this is like, you're looking for that feeling. Sometimes you don't know what the feeling is, but we all know we're searching for something. And when my mom saw somebody wearing the shirt in a UPS office somewhere around the country out of
Right.
nowhere, that's when your mom's like, "Oh, I saw some people wearing your shirt." That's like, "Ah, I finally made it. I finally made it." When my mom can see somebody wearing a t, so I encourage everybody to wear those t-shirts as often as possible, because who knows, my mom might see you, and then all of my strange life decisions will make more sense to her, and that'll be great.
Well,
She's
my
very she's
son,
very
actually, I
supportive.
have to keep them hid from both my boys because they both want them. I'm like, sorry, you go produce and start, and then maybe you can get on it. So
Yeah, gotta get them on
Kroger's,
the t-shirt
Walmart,
council.
every place that people ask about it. The last confat was in the medical office. So actually, the girls took pictures of it so they wouldn't forget. Go check it out. Did you hear me?
In the
Hello?
medical office. Sorry, we had a
Yeah.
little. Yeah, sorry, we had a little bit of a lag there. I think it's catching up. But you said
So
sorry.
they
Say that
took a picture
one
of
more
the
time.
T-shirt while I was in the medical office so that they wouldn't forget and could remember where to go and check it out on the website.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's so cool.
So I
That is
do, I
so
do. I'm
cool.
old
My
school,
goodness.
produced by mouth, and then the ears hear, and then they go and check it out. So
I think that's the best way to do it. That's by far the most effective way to do it. So thank you very much for that. What do you think about these ducks? Have you ever? Are you gonna go try to catch a duck?
no, I love ducks. They waddle and they make me laugh.
Aren't they adorable?
Well, I can give you a quickie. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, we was on a second honeymoon. Long story short, and the doors slide open. This was up in Florida. We went to Augustine, Florida, and long story short, and they just come waddling in because the doors just open automatically, and I just cracked up laughing, and I can't eat duck. I'm not, and I'm from the farm. I'm from the
uh,
country, and so we used to do our own meat and all that stuff.
mhm.
As I got older, I ain't got the heart to do it. I can go
Yeah.
fishing. Now I can do the fish, but anything else, I can't stand to see people hurt animals.
Yeah.
That's
You
just
know
me.
what? Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, I'm out here, I'm trying to do the thing. I'm still haven't gotten to processing bunnies or anything. But it was I haven't told this story on the show yet. So this will be the first time this story is out there. Um
Okay.
I it was right before I had to leave for the Burning Man research trip. It was the night
Right.
before, and there was one of the little baby chickens that I hatched this year. They're growing up. They're about teenager chickens. This chicken, I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. Something happened, and this chicken had broken its leg. And
Oh.
it's really sad. The chicken didn't seem too like in pain or anything. I tried to put the chicken's leg in a splint and it didn't like that. And I took the splint off. I'm like, oh, geez. But the chicken was kind of just making her way. She didn't seem too bothered. I mean, she would try to hobble around and kind of jump around, and she was
Hmm.
getting along for a while. And of course I was thinking, oh no, do I need to put this chicken out? But she lived pretty good for a couple weeks. But then it
Hmm.
was like the night before I was leaving for the trip, and I went out to check the chickens, and she was just not having a good time. She couldn't sleep. She was her the leg had just gotten more messed up because of her just trying to live on it, and it wasn't living. And it was really obvious that it was now time to let her go to chicken Jesus. And
Oh.
I'm like, oh no. So I looked it up on the internet. I'm like watching videos, and it's really funny because you look up like how to kill chicken or how to humanely, process chicken, and they all say that too. They're like, how to gently, humanely introduce your chicken to God. How to send your chicken to heaven.
Oh
So
my
like all these
gosh.
very gentle videos. I'm like, okay, show me the gentlest way to do this. And it is just the most disturbing thing every single time. Doing the thing with the neck, and I'm not going to get into it because it makes me cringe just thinking about it. Now, I do know that I need to become more proficient in this, and it is my job as a responsible chicken owner to be able to show mercy to chickens who need these mercies. But I did it that night. It was about 10 at night, and it was maybe the most disturbing thing I've had to do in a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was not fun and not as easy as the YouTube videos make it sound. Now, of course, I want to be a cool, off the grid, homestead guy who can do the stuff and, whatever. But boy, oh boy, killing your first chicken, that is an unsettling experience, especially
Make
when
you
you're.
have dreams.
I know. Especially when you're going to Burning Man the next day to go research, global trends and spirituality and everything. So it was quite the juxtaposition. I forgot that happened so late before I left for the trip, and so many things happened after that. I had almost forgot that it actually happened. So thank you for
Basil,
giving
that's
me the
not a way to start
opportunity.
your trip.
No, it wasn't. It
No,
wasn't at
especially
all.
with where you went.
I
Good
know.
Lord.
I was.
Now I can make another religious observation, but I am not going to say a word. I'm not going to put it out there. I think you know what if you think
Yeah.
about it, I'm sure you'll get
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh,
Oh
it was
my.
not.
I'm going to
It
say
was.
hard for you, bro.
It
Oh my
definitely
God.
was not lost on me. The timing was
All the
horrible.
weird stuff seems to happen to you. I'm going to have to pray harder.
Right? Okay, thank you for saying that out loud, because I was starting to think that it was just me. But yeah, this year especially has been its own just I don't this the simulation is falling apart, or revelation is coming, Jesus is on his way, something is going on because things just get weirder and weirder every day.
I'm sorry. Well, I tell you what, here's one for you. The Lord's already got the new code written, because at the second coming, all right, the new line of code's going to be inserted and everything's going to be much better. How's that?
Amen. Amen. And the new version of the code, the software update that Jesus brings, hopefully, either it will not require me to mercy kill chickens, or maybe they'll have like a button or something on the side that just does it easily, and
No,
you don't have
it's
to
all
feel you
inscripted
don't have
in
to
the
feel it.
word.
Yeah,
It's
amen,
all
amen, amen.
unscripted.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling. You are a delight, MSDS. I really appreciate you calling in. Was there anything else you wanted to chat about?
Uh, well, actually, I'm going to
What's up?
another state. I'm not going to say where we're having a
Uh,
girls' day weekend out, so
yeah. Ooh,
maybe on the next call, save that for have something to chat about with you about it.
that sounds
So,
great. That sounds wonderful.
well, when you talk to
Until
Gons, tell him I love him, and I'm keeping
I,
everybody in prayer.
I will for sure tell him. Thank you so much for calling in, MSDS. I hope you call in again. You're a fun lady. I'm glad we got to chat.
Well, I try to every now and then, but I usually am at work when you have the shows through the week. I mean, I try to if I get done with what everything I got to do, etc. Ain't gonna go into it all, but
Yeah.
and I'm away from prying ears and eyeballs, so so it worked out
Oh
tonight.
yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
way to end
There's always the risk.
You still there?
Oops.
Hello?
There we go. Sorry, the lag got me
Okay.
again. I
Let
gotta talk to
me
Rob. I gotta talk to my internet guy.
it does get bad sometimes, so I just kind of just pray over it and just kind of wait it out. But let me pray over you and the Gons and the Canarians, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
You there? Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, no. I can hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
No. Oh, she can't hear me. There we go.
God. Basil, you
Yes,
there?
I can hear you. Go ahead and.
Okay, let me pray over you real quick.
Okay.
You there? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, this
Father,
lag
I
is
come
so
to you
bad.
in the name of Jesus, and I pray Psalms 91, and I plead the blood of Jesus over Basil, Gons, their family and friends, and all Canarians out there. Thank you, Father God. We give you the praise and the glory for meeting all our provisions, your grace and mercy new each day. I plead the blood of Jesus over everyone for Isaiah 53 for complete and total healing in all areas of their lives, and for everyone to remember Ephesians 6 to put on the full armor of God. Keep your angels about us, Father God, lest we cast our foot against a stone, swords draw, quick to defend. In the name of Jesus, thank you, Father, and all the glory to you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen and amen. Thank you so much, MSDS. I really appreciate it. God bless, and I will definitely let Gons know you called. And can't wait to talk to you again.
All right. You have a good one, hon.
You too. Bye-bye. Folks, I have got to call Rob. Rob, for those who don't know, is my internet guy. I do not have an internet company. I mean, I'm sure he has a company, but yeah, no AT&T, no Spectrum, no Starlink. My internet is provided to me by a man whose cell phone number I have, and he's been doing pretty good, keeping me on the air for a few years out here. But recently, it's been a little brutal. On the lag, and I don't know if it's just me. I'm assuming the majority of it is my fault and therefore extends to Rob. I'm going to send Rob a little text message. I can confirm after Wednesday's show where I paid my internet bill live on the air that I am all paid up. So hopefully that gave me a little bit of grace with Rob, because I think he was sending me a message. I was a couple days late on paying that bill, but hopefully he's not mad at me anymore. And we will see how that goes next week. Thank you, everybody. Look at us. We're coming up on 2 hours here. That's perfect timing. Couple more minutes. I want to thank, of course, the producers of this show, because we're value for value model. We take no money from corporations, communists, or cartels. I know. How can we survive without the cartels or the commies? But it's true. Value for value model is very simple. We try to create as much value as we can. It's not always easy. It's not always convenient. And of course, that value comes in varying degrees. But boy, oh boy, do we try our hardest. And it's a simple metric here. Our worth, our existence, our value here at the show is not decided by corporations based on the amount of brainwashing or advertising that they can achieve through it. That is how the beast system wants us to believe. The measurement of a piece of media, or the measurement of a conversation, or the measurement of a perspective is valued based on what corporations can gain from it. And look, the system, it's an old system, but it's not just an economic system. It's also a spiritual system. It's also a system that is reigned over by principalities and powers, and not just in the economic sense, but also in the spiritual and philosophical sense. Making money off of selling your attention and your time is, we are led to believe, a natural and normal thing to do. Gain as much time, gain as much attention, gain as much eyeballs as possible, and then sell those eyeballs, that trust, that time to a corporation for our own personal gain, as if your consciousness is some sort of commodity. Well, I'll tell you what, it is a commodity. Your consciousness and attention and your trust is a commodity, but it is not a commodity that we feel that humans should be trading amongst each other. Even less corporations commoditizing your time and attention for their own personal gain. So we don't take any money from corporations, commies, or cartels. Not that they don't offer. They continuously offer to give us their money, but we don't do it because we're on the value for value model, and it's worked for this long. And we, even as we ride the ups and downs, the roller coaster that is the value for value model, the Lord has kept us alive for this long. And so you can support us with your time, your talent, or your treasure. It's not just all about money, but a lot of it is about money. You can create art or music for the show. You can give us your time. You can help it. We just got a wonderful email from somebody who is going to help us with, well, Lord willing and the creek don't rise, is going to provide to us some things that we would never in a million years be able to pay for, that will go a long way to ensuring that all of our canary cry can survive long into the future, regardless to your life. Perhaps it was the tips and tricks and book recommendations from Liberty Before Authority. Perhaps it was the insights or the perspectives on the duck situation. Perhaps you now are equipped with new and impressive skills in how to capture ducks for whatever purpose you want, whatever it is. If you get any value, you can put some value back in. Right now, if you go to canarycry.support, you'll see a button there at the top for Basil's Bunker. You can support Basil's Bunker by clicking on that button. I want to thank a couple people who came in. Sir Tristan, Knight of the Garden, came in, supported the show for $3.33. Really appreciate that, Sir Tristan. A lot of these came in with the previous episode, which was all the neat thought. So I'm trying to load something up so I can get somebody's note. So thank you very much, Sir Tristan, Knight of the Garden, for your support. Of course, as always, we've got Mrs. Tinfoil Hat Man coming in, supporting the show financially as well. Thank you, Mrs. Tinfoil Hat Man, a very faithful financial producer of the show. Now, we also had a producer named Adam Hart, Atom, A-T-O-M Hart, and I'm trying to figure out what that producership amount was, because apparently I didn't see it important to write it down, which I don't know why. I'm sure I'm just rushing through this, trying to get the thing going today. Here we go. Okay, so Adam Hart, A-T-O-M Hart, came in for $33.33. Thank you very much, Adam. Basil, I really love your bunker talks. I rarely get to listen live, usually listen via podcast. Hopefully you can post more of them online. Enjoy Burning Man and stay safe. Thank you very much, Adam Hart. Yes, yeah, with the Basil's Bunkers, with the weird schedule we've had this summer, apparently, unbeknownst to me, not all of them were getting posted on the RSS feed. So we will continue to get those. And I'm thinking, we're 13 episodes in now. I should probably boot up my own RSS feed for the show so it can live separately. But man, I've just gone through that process so many times with various different shows. And it's just so much more to manage. But, that's just what you got to do if we're going to keep taking things seriously. So maybe we'll do that here in the coming weeks. Thank you to everybody who shows up live to hang out. It's a nice cozy group today because we got started so late. It's literally almost bedtime. So I'm going to go off and do that. But of course, before we go, there's one thing we always got to remember to do. And that is, no matter what's going on, no matter how hard things get, no matter what's going on in the news, no matter what stage of destruction our civilization is experiencing, you gotta remember to feed the ducks. Aren't you getting it yet? You gotta feed the ducks. It's the name of this entirely free, royalty-free, default music that just comes with the streaming software. And it's a masterpiece. If it's not the best tune you've ever heard, I'd call you a liar. But listen to that. Listen to the saxophone with the little descending notes. Just imagine yourself. You're out by the ducks, at the pond, at the park, feeding them that old rye bread that you got for free from the bakery down the street. You're making friends with these ducks. You love them. And they love you. And when society collapses, you're just going to have each other. So you hold those ducks tight. You keep them safe. If you need to catch the ducks, that's okay, but only if you need to relocate them for safety purposes or if they need some health care. At least while society is still alive. When society collapses, those ducks will be your friends in many different ways. So stay tuned. Keep an eye out for the ducks, folks. Thank you very much for being here. And keep on bunking, Bunkaroos.